guys, TommyBoy601, and today I want to take a look at Rainbow Six Siege and a gun class that is kinda underlooked, the DMRs. This is going to be my DMR guide. There's 3 main DMRs in this game. I'm not counting Glaz's DMR because that's kind of a sniper rifle and it's off on its own thing. I'm gonna focus on the 3 main DMRs in this game: Twitch's 417, Blackbeard's SR25, and Buck's Camrs. So here are some of the stats for them, because there's not many stats out there for this game, so let's take a look at their stats. Let's start off with Twitch's 417. She has 11 total rounds in a magazine, 10 in the clip, 10 in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber, and she gets 5 additional mags, giving her a grand total of 61 rounds. Against a light enemy, she's going to do 45 to their legs and 61 to their chest. Against a medium enemy, she's going to do 41 to the legs and 55 to the chest. And against a heavy enemy, she's going to do 31 to the legs and 48 to the chest. Her short reload time is going to be about 2.56 seconds, with her long reload time being about 3.16. Next up, we have Blackbeard and his SR25. He has 21 in the magazine, or 20 in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber, and he has 2 additional mags, giving him also a grand total of 61 rounds total. An enemy supporting light body armor, we expect to do 53 to the legs and 71 to the chest. Medium is going to be 47 to the legs and 63 to the chest, and heavy is going to be 36 to the legs and 56 to the chest. His short reload time is going to ring around 2.6 seconds, and his long one is going to be 3.33. Finally, we have Buck and his Camrs, aka the FNFAL. He's going to have 20 in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber, and 5 additional magazines, giving him a grand total of 121 rounds to use during a match. He's going to do 42 to a light enemy's legs and 57 to their chest. To a medium armor enemy, he's going to do 38 to the legs and 51 to the chest. And to a heavy enemy, he's going to do 29 to the legs and 45 to the chest. His short reload speed is going to be about 2.26 seconds, with his long reload speed being 3.10. Now, that is a lot of numbers to digest at once, but I kind of think of DMRs in this way. In traditional games, DMRs are meant to be the high skill weapon. They are meant to put someone down with a headshot at pretty much any range. Well, in this game, that's true for pretty much every weapon. Actually, it's true for every weapon. So, DMRs would usually benefit from having a higher damage than most other guns in the game. However, because there's that one-shot kill, they need an exorbitant amount of damage in order to be actually beneficial for you to not use an automatic weapon. With that said, these stats are a little confusing. In my testing, I found that there's 2 kinds of DMRs. There's the kind that have a rate of fire cap and those that don't. Blackbeard's SR25 has some sort of rate of fire cap that you can't exceed, so you can only put out a fixed amount of damage with him, whereas Twitch and Buck, I was not able to hit their rate of fire cap. However, I'm sure there is one, but it is much harder to hit, and therefore you probably won't be hitting it in a game unless you're using some sort of modded device. At this point, I guess I'll go one by one through the weapons and kind of describe their strengths and their weaknesses and kind of my suggestions for which ones to use and when. Blackbeard's is by far the most powerful weapon of the DMRs, and you should use it as so. When paired with his ability, his whole mantra is to kind of set up from a fixed position and either hold down a hallway or hold down a window, and his weapon allows him to do that fairly well. He does 71 damage to a light enemy to the chest. That is incredible. He will be able to put people down in their place, and his shield will give him the ability to get close, but still be able to deliver that kind of high damage and survive. Alternatively, Blackbeard's weakness, though, is in the fact that he only has 61 rounds. This means a lot of time you can't take chances by just spray firing. You need to know where that enemy is, or else you may find yourself out of ammo and having to resort to the deagle for some precision shooting, and that's a little bit of a tall order with that thing. On the exact opposite hand, we have Buck and his Camrs. I think of Buck as the assault class of these guys. He's the one that you want to use if you want to try to get close to your enemy, if you want to try to mess with them, if you want to use a DMR in a more of an assault rifle fashion, he's going to be the one that you're going to want to choose. He has 121 rounds, and you're most likely not going to go through all those rounds in one match. He does have the lowest damage for any of the DMRs. He still does well above the damage from most other guns, and additionally, he does have a nice shorter reload than any of the other DMRs on this list. And Twitch, well, Twitch's gun is the medium between those two weapons, but I don't feel like it's really that useful. She only has 61 rounds. You can fire them as quickly as you can, and you only get 10 in the chamber. She does a little bit more than Buck, but not enough to justify. She has the lowest bullet count per magazine, and yet she doesn't do the most damage, which means you may spray fire and completely have to go through that long 3.16 second long reload and kind of leave yourself out there with your pants down and just ready to be killed, pretty much. What this means is that as far as DMR goes, I think there's two clear winners and there's one clear loser of these guys. Blackbeard and Buck are the ones you're going to want to use, and those are going to be dependent on the playstyle and the kind of enemies you're playing. If you know you're going to want to sit by a window and you're playing an objective, you're going to plant something somewhere, you're going to be looking down a hallway, if you know that's the kind of game you're about to engage in, Blackbeard is going to be your operator of choice. His ability to hold down a hallway is unmatched by any of the other operators. On the other hand, if you know you're going to be running around, if you know you're going to be causing havoc for the enemy, if you know you are going to try to be clever by opening up holes and walls and making your own murder holes and kind of flanking around enemies and getting in the thick of it, Buck is going to be your operator of choice. Nothing against Twitch, but Twitch, she has the best gun in the game. She has a FAMAS. There's no reason to use the 417 when you have such a fantastic weapon in the FAMAS. So yeah, guys, that is my video for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Comment, tell me which of the 3 DMRs you like the most. Tell me right down below. Go ahead, if you liked the video, also hit that like button. My name's TimeboY601, guys. I hope you have a great day. See ya.